Okay, testing, testing. One, two, three. I'm gonna sit right here, um, and we're gonna chat a little bit. Um, yeah. Hi, everybody. I have refreshed myself since you last saw me. Pulled my hair up, got me some caffeine, and we're gonna just kind of talk about the items that I plan to incorporate into the last stage of this room refresh, which would be decorating. And that's my favorite process. I'm not much of a DIYer, and I am not very handy, but I try my best. I do my best, I try my best, and sometimes things work out. But what I know for a fact that I'm good at is decorating. And that's just my sweet spot. So now that the room has been painted, two coats all around in the Bateau Brown or Bateau Brown by Sherwin-Williams, and we have what did we do last? We reinforced the cheval mirror that I found on Facebook Marketplace, the tilting mirror, and it's in place. We DIY'd um, the, I guess, gilt look on the mirror that is above my dresser. And what I didn't show is the light fixture that I added into the space. Let's put this. So I did show you the previous light fixture, which was the just kind of temporary rental friendly solution. And I used a lampshade to just kind of affix to the boob light that was already up on the ceiling. Since then, we've actually just taken down the boob light and replaced it with a pendant and a lantern, a paper lantern, which I love the look of. I typically like I guess, the more authentic looking paper lanterns like that have like a little bit of more of an ivory tone. But this one I got on Amazon. It was super cheap. It's a jumbo one. It's like 24 inches, and I did want a white light fixture to kind of just merge into the ceiling color. Since I didn't plan on painting the ceiling, I just wanted a light fixture that wouldn't necessarily cost too much attention, which is funny because I have the jumbo paper lantern, but it honestly doesn't look too like obscuring, I guess. I did have a smaller one. It was maybe about 18 inches. And when I put it up, it just kind of felt too like rinky dinky. I felt like I needed something that had a bit more of a presence. Okay, I decided I want to move over here instead. So as you can see, I'm sitting in the chair that kind of started the whole room refresh. We talked about, or maybe we didn't talk about the origin story of this chair. So this chair was a find from a thrift store that I stumbled upon. I guess you could say it's local. It's you know what? I'll have to show the name of the thrift store if I can find it. I had a little card from them. But when I stumbled in there, I saw this chair, and I don't know, something just drew me to it. I don't know if it was the shape, I don't know if it was the colors, the texture of it, maybe all of the above. It's definitely a dated chair. It just felt like something I wanted to try to work around. I just kept thinking about the chair. And I'm like, okay, this is a telltale sign that I need to um, go back for it. And so when I went back, the person said that the chair was only $2. $2. I'm like, yeah. I mean, I don't know how I'm gonna get it home, but yeah, I'll take it. And so I figured if it doesn't work out, it's fine. It was a $2 chair. I love when that happens. I'm gonna love telling people how much this chair costs. But anyway, I'm rambling. The orange tones in the chair I looked at as like a really good pairing to um the wall color that I had in my mind. Mind you, I hadn't picked out the wall color yet. I just pretty much knew I wanted something in this family. I didn't know this color existed, but I knew this was the color because when I drew up like a little mock up of what I wanted to do with the room after I had purchased this chair, I kind of played around with a little color and I kind of used the paint tool to paint the color on the mock up. And I'm like, this is like kind of the color I want to do. I tried a bunch of different paint colors that was hopefully going to give me that tone that I had in my mind that I hadn't seen yet. But all of them just kept coming up way too pink. I did talk about this in my first video, like just the chit chat, getting you introduced to the space. But yeah, all of the colors were coming up too pink, and I'm like, I don't want pink. I need like a brownie mauvey burgundy but lighter than burgundy color. I had to go another route basically. I had to look at different color families. I guess I was looking in more of like the red tones and the pink tones. So once I ventured off into the brown family, that's when it all kind of clicked. I ended up on Sherwin-Williams and ordered just a bunch of different swatches. And this color and another color, I'm trying to remember the name, but I will put that on the screen too. Um, this color and another color was like neck and neck for me. I could not decide between the two. That other color was very much lighter than this. And I was thinking like it's the perfect undertones though. It feels like a brown, but it still leans more like mauvey. I guess I just ended up just deciding that I wanted to go dark or go home. So I chose the darker color, which ended up being Bateau Brown. I painted a swatch on the wall, and here we are. Now we have come to like the full circle of it all. The chair, speaking to the wall color, speaking to the curtains. Um, this is exactly what I wanted. I wanted a color that was like a shade or two lighter than the actual curtain color because they're very rich and dark. So had I gone with a color that was like exactly this match, this room would be just a little bit too dark and moody. But the color is the perfect like tone on tone with the curtains. And the chair has this rusty orange in it. And I just feel like this color, that rusty orange and burgundy, are a great pairing. I just love those two colors together. So um yeah, I'm glad we started rambling about the paint color because I don't think I got to kind of tell you about the pieces and how they came to be. At least not all of them. So now here we are, and we're just getting to the final stages. And I already started implementing some of the pieces that were already in the room before I decided to paint. I posted on my, not on my stories, but I posted a reel on my Instagram, basically explaining that sometimes all a room is missing is just an interesting paint color. We can do white all day long, we can do the beige all day long, but at the end of the day, sometimes the perfect backdrop to your space is going to be paint, like a saturated color or a desaturated color, but the fact that the walls are painted a color other than white or beige or blah um just gives it a perfect backdrop to everything else you're going to have. This entire wall of pictures I had on this wall when the walls were beige, and they just didn't sing as much as they're singing now. I mean, pretty much the same vignette, this chair, this lamp, and these pictures were here before I painted. And after painting with this beautiful rich color, I just feel like this is the perfect backdrop to allow the artwork to really just pop and stand out. A lot of I guess art curators and artists, they really push for white walls to allow your artwork to pop against. But I don't completely agree with that. I don't know. I just feel like sometimes a beautiful piece of artwork, it sings more when it's against the color that complements it. A, a really nice piece of artwork can appear to just be floating when it's on a very neutral or bland backdrop. Let me know if that makes sense. Sometimes all you really need is just some paint on the walls. Everything else can just go back up. And that's what we're doing here. So I did, of course, knowing me, I thrifted some more items or more decorative pieces for the space that weren't here before. But I think they're just going to add to the overall feeling. Everything may or may not make it, but I definitely wanted my gallery wall back up, and I ended up adding two more pieces, which I really am happy with. I also grabbed these. They're like these like plaster works. Let me put it in the light so you can see. But like a plaster type of look. How can I explain this? I don't know if you've ever seen the artworks by, I believe her name is Ronni, Nicole. She does some really beautiful like floral pressings and plaster, and they're usually on like a disc like this or a round plaster disc. And when I saw these, I immediately thought of her. And I would love to add these on the wall just as a little vignette. I was thinking even to put them on this wall. Can you see my finger? This wall right here. Um, and maybe just incorporate them next to the gallery wall that I have up here. Um, I don't know. I don't know if the room needs it. I really don't want to go overboard, which I tend to do when it comes to decorating because I'm more of like more is more. I like a lot of stuff and I like my eye to just wander. I love being able to look in any direction in the room and just see something that makes me happy. I know negative space and restraint is very big in interior decorating, but I really don't have much restraint. And when I see negative space, I just feel like maybe something would go nicely there. We're going to keep at least one wall in this room just empty. But yeah, these I really liked, and they're not anything special. I don't think, I'm pretty sure they're mass produced, but I was really happy that it reminded me of an artist that I can't really afford, but just to be able to have something that's similar to her work is awesome. Also, I don't think I love the finish on here. It's kind of like a faux like antique look. I would just rather these be a stark white. So I'm thinking I might spray paint it like a matte white or lighter tone than this. But yeah, that's one thing that I was hoping to incorporate. I want to put them here on this wall. So maybe if we can, let's see if I can put something like this. Can we do this? It just kind of just alone by themselves. I just feel like this little slither of a wall. It did have something on this wall before, but it was a much larger piece of art, also in this oval shape. But I just feel like something a little smaller should go here. And this just feels really good. We also added, I guess you can get a little glimpse of the space now. It's nighttime and the lighting is not very good. Should I turn on the big bright light? It's so bright though, but maybe I should, huh? So I added this piece of art right here. Um, and this one was also thrifted. I got this from, I want to say shopgoodwill.com, which if you know anything about Shop Goodwill, you know that it can be very hit or miss. It is kind of like a bidding style. Some things you can just outright buy it now, but most things you have to bid on. What they don't tell you or where they get you is the shipping costs can get just astronomically just ridiculous. So you have to be really careful when it comes to shopgoodwill.com and make sure you check the shipping cost before um, deciding if you want to bid on something. But anyway, this piece is a beautiful little, or not even little, this is a beautiful large watercolor that is pretty much one of those ready to hang situations. It's a lovely piece of art that's been framed professionally and very well, might I add, and a really nice rich toned, I don't know if you can tell, rich toned wood, and it also has like a really nice matting to it. So this is one of the pieces that I purchased and didn't know where it was going to go. I just knew I wanted it. It was just way too good to pass up. And it's not very often that I get a piece of art that is just ready to hang. Sometimes it needs a new frame, or the mat is old and it needs a new mat, or something that I have to modify. This was just perfect. So yeah, I wanted to add something a little more cool toned in here. And I think that the blue in the artwork is just the perfect like icy blue touch to just add a different hue of color, if that makes any sense. Yeah, it also has some really beautiful rust tones in it that I think are really perfect and nod back to the rust tones in the chair. So it all kind of works. And I believe this is just a watercolor of like a winterscape, or I don't even know. But from afar, it just looks like some beautiful fluid watercolor colors. So we did see the lighting choices that I picked out for the bedroom. Um, I believe I talked about these. They're just two lamps that I picked up from two different trips to the thrift store. I think they're both Goodwill, but I found this one first and knew that I wanted something skinny and just tall to go on either dresser. Okay, I'm turning the light back off because I don't like it. I don't like the overhead light. I just feel like I need a different bulb in here. But anyway, we have non-matching side dressers or nightstands, because this one is the one we use for storage, obviously, and is um, was already here before. And so, since I wanted to add one or something over here for this side of the bed, just for obviously corralling stuff, I chose this skinny little table from Amazon. And what I ended up doing, if I can just clear some of this crap off so you can see a bit better. What I ended up doing was using this marble, like, I guess, cheese tray, or just regular, like, marble board, which fit kind of perfectly on the top of the dresser. And it kind of gives the look of one of those marble topped like antique dressers, if you don't squint too hard. um, I just wanted an extra something to this piece, and it gives it just a little bit of height and just a different element. It kind of gives it a little bit of interest. So yeah, don't mind all of this stuff. Everything that you see in here is going to be zhuzhed up for the reveal, but we're just talking about what's going on and what we're doing. So yeah, I'm so sorry to still um, kind of leave you hanging and not have a decorating video for you today. But I just really wanted to give you a quick reminder of what's going on in here, what we've added, and just yeah, get you back acclimated to what this whole makeover was about in the first place. So one of the things that I forgot to mention were these light fixtures. I picked these up from Amazon, and I really wanted like a hotel vibe type of light above the headboard. So like your minuscule, just really streamlined, simple kind of reading light type of thing. But these ones kind of just stood out to me because they were just a very simple spotlight, and the backing was really interesting to me. But I definitely wanted something that was plug in, so that it didn't need to be hardwired, and just really hotel esque vibes. So, yeah, I don't know. We're gonna have to try these out because I really don't want to do any more shopping. I'm sitting here just trying to brainstorm and decide on how I kind of want to go about this last installment. I want things to be easy and not so gimmicky. In my mind, I wanted this whole production and make it like a lots of cool B-roll, which still can happen. But at the end of the day, I'm a very normal person living a very mundane life. My life is not a movie. So I'm not going to try to make this whole production or this series or any video that I post on YouTube this like elaborate project. So I just want to be very casual about this, how I go about decorating. I want to be very transparent about what my life is looking like and how slow most projects are for me. And 5 months ago is when I uploaded the last video, part 2 of our bedroom refresh. And here we are just now being able to prepare for the final installment in the decorating phase. So it is what it is. I'm a mom of 2 young children. I work a full-time job, and I do not have as much time to invest in the things that I actually enjoy, which would be creating. So that sounds really sad, but it's life. It's life. So yeah, I hope this is an introduction to the video that I am preparing to make. It should be.